So what if I told you that there was a way to almost ensure that any product you posted for sale online would actually sell? The issue with most online businesses is a lot of people feel like their efforts are going to end up being a waste of time. There are people making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month selling products that they've never even touched without having to learn sales or marketing or any other complex skills, all from the comfort of their home. These people aren't even the most creative. They aren't drop shipping cheap products from China. They've simply learned a system that allows them to find already proven products so that they can build out their own online shops over and over again, making success almost inevitable. So how does it all work? Well, the system is not that complicated. First, you choose a platform to sell on. Then step 2 is a proven strategy to find dozens of best-selling products on that platform. And step 3 is a method to reduce those best-selling products into their base elements so that we can use them to build our own product line. But how do you even choose a platform to sell on? I'm going with a platform that I've used to grow my own multi-million-dollar business, Etsy. I always recommend starting out on Etsy instead of Shopify if you can. It's super financially friendly, only costing about 20 cents a listing after the 40 free listings that you get from using the link down below. And they drive millions of monthly customers to their site each month. That means that you don't have to pay to run ads and drive your own traffic, which in my opinion makes it the most beginner-friendly option. Then on top of that, you could sell custom or pre-made products. And then you can sell a digital or physical variation of those products with the power of Etsy print on demand, meaning you could run this entire business from a laptop. So with our sales platform selected, there's a super easy way to find the top performing shops and listings using a tool called Allura. This is a paid tool for most of the really good features, but the feature that we're using today is completely free. This best-selling analyzer might not look like too much at first, but this is the cheat code to finding exactly what to sell. Every day, this page filters out the best-selling shops and listings across Etsy's entire platform. We can super quickly see hundreds of 7- and 8-figure shops across tons of different categories. We can start by filtering out all of the top shops that aren't selling the type of product that we want to sell. Now, I don't personally want to hold any inventory or make any products manually, so I always sell print on demand with Printify or a digital download. If I wanted to start a print-on-demand t-shirt business, for example, which is a highly lucrative niche on Etsy, I could filter out all of the results by the clothing category, and this gives me a list of 7- and 8-figure clothing shops on Etsy. When deciding which shops we're going to model our store after, there's a couple key metrics to look at. For example, we could look at their revenue to listing ratio, which is how many products they've posted in their shop versus how much money they've made. So if 2 shops make around $3 million, for example, but one shop has done it with fewer listings, in this case, 500 less, there's a big difference in the type of shop that they're running. An even better metric is we can see how long it's taken them to earn that money. Between the same 2 shops, the shop Custom T-Shirt has made their $3 million 3 years faster than the other shop. Now, if we look at another example up here with these 2 shops, they've both made $9 million. But shop number 4 has done it in about 3 years compared to the 15 years that it took shop number 3. That's a big difference. An important side note here is just because a shop has been successful quickly doesn't mean that you should always use it as a model or inspiration. These Disney themed shops absolutely blow up. And if you tried to do the same and sell trademarked material without a license, instead of growing $1 million business, you'll get sent
right to jail, right away.
Just looking at the raw data on this sheet isn't all that we have to do because we still have to find the types of shops that we want to model. Again, one of the best reasons to sell on Etsy is because they allow you to sell digital or print-on-demand products with Printify to achieve the digital nomad lifestyle. Most of you already know what print-on-demand is, but the reason that it's such a powerful integration is because once you actually start that t-shirt business or whatever you happen to be selling, you want it to be as passive as possible. That way, as your income scales, the time that you have to put into the business doesn't. We can look at what's already working and take those winning elements and rework them into our own product line without ever having to touch a t-shirt or open a physical business. Printify allows you to upload the designs that we'll be making to white label products, which are basically unbranded blank products like this t-shirt. Then we can post it for sale directly to our Etsy shop where their millions of monthly customers can see it. Printify is completely free to get started with. And if you sign up using my link from down below and want to try out Printify Premium, you can use the coupon code ALEC to get 2 months for free. When someone buys that product, it goes straight into production to be printed and shipped right to your customer's door, while you sit back collecting that sweet passive income. But in all seriousness, I used to think it was crazy that you could own a business that does millions of dollars without touching a physical product. And while it isn't always completely passive, it's exactly what I wanted out of owning an online business. So whether you're selling digital or print-on-demand products, the more shops that you can find, the better, because that means your foundation is going to be a lot wider than if you're just following in the footsteps or modeling one shop. With that in mind, I'm going to go through and find maybe 10 print-on-demand shops that I can use to model my own t-shirt business after. With my list of 10 shops that have collectively made over $31 million, I'm going to scout for the best-selling listings, and then save and dissect those listings into elements so that I can start building out my own products. If you pay for Alura, you can analyze those individual shops to see the top-ranking listings in order, and it'll show you how much each listing has generated. Otherwise, you can view similar information for free on Etsy. All we're doing is looking for best-selling listings. This one has sold almost 2,000 times, so it'll be our example. Now, all I want to do is just right-click the listing and click Copy Image. I save all of my ideas to a free program called Figma, which I use instead of Canva for making designs and saving my ideas, since it offers more functionality and it's like a big whiteboard where I can pin all my different ideas. So I'll just paste it into a new Figma board that I created. Now, with this listing in Figma, I can start identifying the elements that I want to extract. For example, I'm looking at the whole mockup. I'm looking at the different colors that they're using inside the design. I'm looking at the font that they're using for the design and how they align that text to the center of the shirt, the overlay in the bottom corner, and any little detail that can possibly make this listing sell so well. And then I might have to go find those elements if I don't have them already. For example, the mockup. If there's one that I like, such as this dark gray heather one, I can search for a dark gray heather mockup on Etsy, and I can look to see if I can buy the exact same proven to work mockup for my own shop. To find a certain font, all I have to do is take a screenshot of it. Then I just have to upload that screenshot to a website like whatfontis.com, and this will give me a list of the best matches. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're paid, but this will find the closest match that it can. You can extract all the elements that you like, and the more the better, because we're going to be taking small elements from multiple different listings across multiple shops to build our own products. I usually make a chart like this to visualize all of the elements that make up each listing. Then as I do this process with more listings, I'll have more elements than I know what to do with. And the absolute best part about this, in my opinion, is that these elements are already proven to work by 7- and 8-figure shops. They've already done the research. If you take ideas from 100 successful listings, you're not copying anyone directly. But if you only take ideas from a few listings or shops, then you'll get banned for stealing.
Believe it or not, jail.
With our elements now removed from the individual listings, we can start to rebuild them into our own products. But we don't want to make just one listing each time we come to design a new product. Instead, we're going to be doing something a lot more powerful by making product templates. So maybe I'll use the gardening idea from this listing with the Amalfi font from this one, just in a white color on a dark gray heather mockup from this listing. Then I can use the formatting from this design and just write out coffee and gardening. And just like that, I have an entirely new design. Then for any future ideas I get, I can always switch out gardening for something else like real estate. And this will give me even more designs from that one template I made. Obviously, I could make this more complex if I wanted, and you probably will eventually, but sometimes the simplest designs like these bring in the most amount of money. When you start using more than one element from each listing that you save, your products are going to start looking more like copies than originals, which can once again get you sent,
believe it or not, jail right away.
Building out a good template using these extracted elements is by far the hardest part. But if you can do it correctly, the rest of the job is extremely easy. You can just replace the idea in your template with something else. Now, hopefully you've made it this far in the video, because while the main difficult work is done, if you don't list the products correctly, you're gonna have a tough time actually getting any sales. The main most important thing to actually getting sales on a platform like Etsy is the title and tags. Now, to find the right titles and tags to use, Go back to those same shops that we're using for inspiration and find similar products to what you're posting for sale. Look at the keywords and tags that they're using in those listings. I've got a lot of videos on uploading products, so you can check those out if you're interested. If you list enough products with good titles and tags, you'll get the sales that you're after. This method isn't easy, but it allows you to stack all of the odds in your favor so that the most likely outcome is massive success. I can guarantee you that if you list enough products for sale, carefully following the method in this video, you will get sales. You'll hopefully remember I mentioned that some 7 and 8 figure shops have thousands of listings. Well, if having $1 million business is worth it, then you might be required to make a few thousand listings as well. It might seem like a steep climb, but in the end, it's entirely worth it. This is the same process that I've used to build brands on Etsy that have done millions of dollars, so I hope it can work for you.